Hello friends, you are on the channel Quotes of Great Men. Enjoy watching. The line of youth does not always clear with advancing years. Sometimes it grows turbid. Synchronistic events provide an immediate religious experience as a direct encounter with the compensatory patterning of events in nature as a whole, both inwardly and outwardly. Whoever is afraid must needs be dependent. A weak thing needs support. That is why the primitive mind, from deep psychological necessity, begot religious instruction and embodied it in a magician or a priest. We are convinced that certain people have all the bad qualities we do not know in ourselves. You can take away a man's gods, but only to give him others in return. A collection of 100 great brains makes one big fat head. One could say, with a little exaggeration, that the persona is that which in reality one is not, but which oneself as well as others think one is. From the viewpoint of analytic psychology, the theater, aside from any aesthetic value, may be considered as an institution for the treatment of the mass complex. Becoming conscious is of course a sacrilege against nature. It is as though you had robbed the unconscious of something. I am astonished, disappointed, pleased with myself. I am distressed, depressed, rapturous. I am all these things at once and cannot add up the sum. Archetypes, in spite of their conservative nature, are not static but in a continuous dramatic flux. Thus the self as a monad or continuous unit would be dead. But it lives inasmuch as it splits and unites again. There is no energy without opposites. Special knowledge is a terrible disadvantage. Psychological type is nothing static, it changes in the course of life. Recognition of the reality of evil necessarily relativizes the good, and the evil likewise, converting both into halves of a paradoxical whole. A particularly beautiful woman is a source of terror. As a rule, a beautiful woman is a terrible disappointment. In such doubtful matters, where you have to work as a pioneer, you must be able to put some trust in your intuition and follow your feeling even at the risk of going wrong. We can keep from a child all knowledge of earlier myths, but we cannot take from him the need for mythology. If you should see people in a room, you would not think that you had made those people, or that you were responsible for them. To become conscious of it involves recognizing the dark aspects of the personality as present and real. The self is our life's goal, for it is the completest expression of that fateful combination we call individuality. Man is the microcosm of the macrocosm. The God on earth is built on the pattern of the God in nature. But the universal consciousness of the real ego transcends a millionfold the self-consciousness of the personal for false ego. The unsatisfied yearning of the artist reaches back to the primordial image in the unconscious, which is best fitted to compensate the inadequacy and one-sidedness of the present. We must be able to let things happen in the psyche. For us, this becomes a real art. Consciousness is forever interfering, helping, correcting, and negating, never leaving the single growth of the psychic processes in peace. The symbols of the self arise in the depths of the body, and they express its materiality every bit as much as the perceiving consciousness. The symbol is thus a living body. The angels are a strange genus. They are precisely what they are and cannot be anything else. They are in themselves soulless beings who represent nothing but the thoughts and intuitions of their Lord. Dreams are symbolic in order that they cannot be understood, in order that the wish, which is the source of the dream, may remain unknown. No nation keeps its word. A nation is a big, blind worm following what? Fate, perhaps. A nation has no honor. It has no word to keep. My whole being was seeking for something still unknown which might confer meaning upon the banality of life. I am looking forward enormously to getting back to the sea again, where the overstimulated psyche can recover in the presence of that infinite peace and spaciousness. What happens in the life of Christ happens always and everywhere. In the Christian archetype, all lives of this kind are prefigured. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality, for no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. I have never since entirely freed myself of the impression that this life is a segment of existence which is enacted in a three-dimensional box-like universe especially set up for it. A true symbol appears only when there's a need to express what thought cannot think or what is only divined or felt. Love is when sex becomes so amazing that you can no longer have it with anyone else. The obsession moves from the penis to the brain. Thanks for watching. Check out these educational videos too.